Hi there, folks, and thanks for checking this video out where I am basically just running you through some of the things that I have been doing for the past couple of weeks or months, actually, and what my plan is going to be for the next couple of weeks or months, photography wise. It's not going to be a long video, just kind of a news update, updating you all. Um, yeah, my plans and my things I have been doing. So 2022 for me is off to a good start, simply for the reason that I have been on at least three trips already right now. Two of them to the Faroe Islands and one to Norway. We will start with the first one. This was in mid February, where I was running a private photography workshop in the Faroe Islands for one customer from the Netherlands. Spending a week on the islands, traveling around and getting back to the Faroe Islands actually after COVID. This was my first visit to the Faroes since February 2020. Actually, I was in the Faroe Islands right before the pandemic started. Um, So it was really good to be back on the Faroe Islands again after not being there for some time, doing photography or workshops in general. And this week has been amazing. We had this typical winter weather for the Faroes, I think, where the mountains were half covered with snow, and we had 1 or 2 days of rain, which is very characteristic, very much part of the Faroe Islands. In any season, actually, the rain is always a factor there, but it was not really that bad. This was mid-February, and I expected it to be a lot rainier than it was. We had 2 days of some drizzle, which was very good in the end. Um, First couple of days it was quite snowy, and then later on in the week, all of this snow slowly started to disappear. Which, if you go to my Instagram account, you can see some pictures of it. If you scroll down a bit, there's a few shots I've shared of this trip in the Faroe Islands. After I came back from the Faroe Islands, I roughly had about a week at home before I left to Norway through Denmark. So I had 2 or 3 days in Denmark, driving there from the Netherlands, seeing some friends, also catching up since the pandemic. Haven't seen a lot of my friends out there for a while as well. So it was really good to see them again. And then I took the ferry to Norway and I spent a whole month enjoying winter because it was very much winter still in Norway with my family, my wife and son. We had a cabin just south of Lillehammer, which this time of year is not touristic at all. So this was really nice, which meant that the time we had there was very relaxing. Spending our time in and outside of the cabin that we rented for a whole month. It had a nice wood um, stove inside the house, a fireplace. So this was really cozy. This was holiday basically. No workshops, no work stuff. Just my family and I out on a trip together. Um, yeah, probably the first proper holiday that my son has been on. Well, I've spent a week with him in Italy last September with my family as well, my mom and dad, and things like that. But it felt like it was the first proper holiday we had as a family away from some weekends, aside from some weekends that we had here in the Netherlands. So that was really nice. And it was just a perfect way to relax and wind down and have some fun in the snow in the winter. Be back in Norway again because it has been 4, 5, 6 years, I think, for me almost that I have been that I was in Norway for the last time for a photo trip. And me and my wife got married in Norway in 2014. And this was actually the last time that my wife has been to Norway. And we always tell ourselves that Norway is our country. So a visit was very much due, and therefore we decided to spend a whole month there to, yeah, really catch up on getting that Norway feel again. And same thing, if you scroll through my Instagram, you will see a couple of recent photographs. Also, if you go to my Facebook page, Dedication Photography on Facebook, scroll down or check into the albums, you will see a few pictures of Norway. And after that, I came home. I had around 10 days, something like that, at home, where I had a little bit of work going on, nothing too much. And then I went back to the Faroe Islands again, but this time with my friend Paul from Iceland, running another workshop. And this time it was very private again because it was a small group. We had 3 customers, and initially we had 3 in the beginning, and then one customer cancelled somewhere in February, I think, for this specific tour. So we were actually only having 2 customers, but then very last minute the customer that joined me in February decided to join me again on this tour, which is amazing. Of course, it really, yeah, felt great to have a returning customer. And so quick after the first visit she has joined. It was really special. And this time the Faroe Islands was almost already like in full spring mode. There was no snow anymore. We had mist on 2 days, which is again very typical for the Faroe Islands, especially when it gets a bit warmer. The, yeah, water temperatures and things like that. The air, the the mist is, yeah, water being vaporized. Anyways, I'm not in the mood to explain what mist is right now. There was a lot of mist in the Faroe Islands on the first 2 days, and then it cleared, and we had pretty much decent light throughout the tour for the rest of it. And actually, the last 2 days it was hot. For Faroe standards in April, it was almost feeling like it was summer. And again, almost saw the whole country. There's 18 islands, and there's a couple of them that are harder to get to, but there's a few of them that are always part of a tour. And we added Sandoy, a visit to Sandoy. I will maybe write a blog post about Sandoy on my website soon to highlight this forgotten part of the Faroe Islands, in my opinion, which was really nice, and which was a first for my friend Paul, who's done the tour with me. So I was really happy to get the group to new places and see some hidden gems in the Faroe Islands. Yeah, and then I came back from the Faroe Islands last week, and actually, by the way, I'm still waiting for my suitcase to arrive. Something went wrong along the line with this whole luggage handling at the airports this time. Same in February, actually. Something that gives me frustration and a bad mood, so I don't want to go talk about that too much. So that is what I have been doing recently, and my plan for the near future is that in May this month I will have 1 day of photography in either Germany or Belgium with a friend that I will be meeting, that I haven't met before but been talking to online, but will now meet and hang out, and it should be fun to go on a photo day trip with him. And then early June, I am looking to go to the West Fjords in Iceland together with Paul, where we do a test run of a workshop that we are running in July this year as well. So that is possibly going to be 2 visits to my favorite part of Iceland, the West Fjords. in June and July. Hopefully, the July tour is being booked. I'm looking at you guys. Join us to the West Fjords. But anyways, yeah, we're looking at doing the same tour with the two of us just to prepare and shoot some portfolio and see how the conditions are, if the roads have changed, and getting to grips with the whole plan we have in mind. I mean, Paul is from Iceland, and I know he travels to the West Fjords every now and then for family purposes, and I have visited the West Fjords many times before. It's my favorite part of the country, so I like to think I know it quite well, but it never, it always helps to be over prepared. I think when you do photography workshops, in case you have to rely on a plan B or a plan C, that you in the back of your head you know what's coming and you know your options. And we have another tour actually available in June, which is Northern Iceland. I've been there with Paul in November last year. Also kind of the same thing, just a trip for the two of us, exploring the area, capturing it. It was winter obviously, but still it was good to be in those places again and see everything. And yeah, like I explained right now, just to connect the dots again for a certain area. So that's June and July, and then in August we have a East Iceland workshop coming up, and in September there's a South Coast thing, and in October we have Lofoten in Norway on the schedule. But I will probably make another video when we get further into the summer about those upcoming tours. Right now I just wanted to touch on the things I have been doing recently for the past couple of weeks and the stuff that is ahead of me in the near future. And thank you very much for watching and listening. I would really like you to visit my website, take a look at the workshops that Paul and I offer. Check out my Instagram, my Facebook and whatnot. And thanks for watching. Bye.